Nobody wants to think of a society where our children are being hurt.
It's a subject you don't want to talk about, it's taboo.
Sexual abuse can happen to anyone, anytime. Sexual abuse does not discriminate against race or age or gender or location or sexual orientation. It can happen to anybody at any time. Forensic interviewers across the world will tell you that sometimes they can visibly see the weight lift up off of the kids when they're done telling their story. Personally, I had a child that I interviewed and we visited for a long time about a number of things. She had a great amount of detail that she needed to talk about, but there was one piece of it she wasn't quite ready for. After a couple of weeks had gone by, she told her foster placement, "There's one more thing I need to tell that lady." And she comes back and I asked her to tell me about why it is that she wanted to come back to see me. And so she gave the last incident that she hadn't been able to talk to the first time. And I did. I visibly saw that she had the relief lifted off of her. And I said, "Well, is that what you wanted to tell me?" And she said, "Yes. Phew, I'm done now." LifeHouse is a place where kids can go back to being kids again while the grown-ups take care of the rest of it.
In a traditional system, without LifeHouse being involved, we would have to bring the child down here to the law enforcement center and interview them in a room that might not be as comfortable. We work together as what's called a multidisciplinary team, so that brings together law enforcement officers, the Shawnee County District Attorney's Office, LifeHouse, Department of Children and Family Services, mental health agencies, etc.
And so when they started making child advocacy centers, they said, let's get all of those folks on board with this multidisciplinary team, and so the child can come to where we are, just tell their story one time, and we've already got the folks in place.
So that allows us to work more efficiently with each other, make sure everybody's needs in the case are being met, as far as, my needs to have a prosecutable case, somebody else's needs to make sure that child gets the help that they need or the family has access to resources.
We wouldn't have made it through the trial without LifeHouse. They were real good about preparing us on kind of what was going on and what the steps that we're going to be taking and what was going to be happening, and they were really, really good about preparing us about the road we were going to travel.
The thing that impresses me most about LifeHouse is their passion for children, and are very, very invested in their work, and you can't take that away and you can't duplicate that. You can't fake that passion.
One of the most impressive things about LifeHouse and the nicest things about LifeHouse is they're not here to judge you, and they're here to help you, and they kind of start the healing process. You go through a really traumatic experience, and this is something nobody could ever plan for. It happened. It's a bad thing. LifeHouse is really good about focusing on the positives and healing, and they put us in touch with other resources.
I think a lot of kids, once they realize they have a voice and can be heard, it allows them to begin to put things back together in their lives.
To me, LifeHouse is an extension of my family.